Nike finally decides to get into the Caitlin Clark business.
I can't believe Nike actually pulled this off. After months of whispers, rumors, and speculation, it's finally happening.
The new Caitlin Clark Nike's signature logo has been released along with a video.
Yes, Nike just unveiled Caitlin Clark's very own signature logo. The moment it hit the internet, fans went wild. But while Caitlin was celebrating the biggest endorsement of her career, someone else was completely losing it. And you already know who I'm talking about.
Angel, you're my darling angel. Angel Reese.
Just a few weeks ago, Angel had her big Reebok launch, a deal meant to establish her as one of the new faces of women's basketball. But instead of breaking records, the results have been, let's just say, underwhelming. And now, Caitlin's Nike moment has blown past it like a runaway train. Drop a Go Nike in the comments if you think this single move could shift the entire balance of power in the WNBA. For those who missed it, Nike just revealed Caitlin Clark's signature logo in a dramatic new video, and the merch is already lined up, with shirts and hoodies dropping soon.
Apparel will be released on October 1st, and the shoe is set to release next year in 2026.
Fans haven't stopped buzzing since the announcement. Many are calling it the start of a new era for Caitlin. Meanwhile, earlier this year, Angel Reese had her own Reebok moment, hyped as the next big thing. But her line didn't land the same way. Sales fell short, fan excitement fizzled out, and before long, all eyes were back on Caitlin Clark. So what caused this flop? Recently, Angel has been making headlines for all the wrong reasons, which explains a lot of the frustration. While Caitlin is out here getting a polished Nike signature logo, Angel seems caught up in battles that feel, honestly, pretty petty. Just look at Candace Parker, a true legend of the game, the woman who delivered a championship to Chicago and continues to be honored by the Sky.
Last time Candace Parker donned a Chicago Sky uniform, she brought a championship to the city. Who cares if only 1,262 people showed up?
It was the night of her jersey retirement. Every player in the arena showed respect. The warm-up shirts featured Candace's face, her iconic number 3, and the image of her holding that trophy. It felt like the entire arena was saying, "Thank you, Candace." Players across the board wore the shirt. Camila Cardoso, Haley Van Lith, and even the mascot joined in. Everyone except one person, Angel Reese. She zipped her jacket up so tight that it looked like she could barely breathe. That thing is zipped up so tight she could barely breathe. And that was it. That's all it took. Instead of using the night to prove Candace wrong by dropping 25 points and silencing the critics, Angel made it all about pride. She went just 3 for 10 from the field, missed easy shots under the basket, and her body language screamed frustration. Before long, the narrative had shifted right back to her ego. This is the same Angel Reese who had a golden opportunity to silence the doubters, to prove to the WNBA world that she's more than just hype, more than just social media, that she's a true superstar. But instead, she got in her own way. And that's why the contrast feels so brutal right now, the Caitlin Clark logo. While Angel Reese was making headlines over zipped-up jackets and off-court drama, Caitlin Clark was making headlines for something very, very different. Now, let's talk about the Nike logo. Honestly, at first glance, it didn't look that impressive, just 2 C's stacked inside each other. Simple, clean, but also a little boring. And after all the hype, after 2.5 years of build-up, a lot of us were left wondering, that's the logo. But then something strange happened. The more fans looked at it, the more it started to grow on them. And maybe that was Nike's plan all along. Not some over-the-top, flashy design. Not something complicated. But a logo that quietly sneaks up on you and sticks. Something simple enough to slap on a t-shirt, a hoodie, or eventually even a shoe. And let's not forget, Nike backed it up with a full-on commercial. Billboards, hidden Easter eggs, little clues sprinkled in for the fans who love to dig, and then 8 different months flashing across the screen. October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Now, I don't know about you, but that feels like a giant clue pointing straight to May 2026, right at the start of the WNBA season, and possibly the perfect moment for Caitlin Clark's first Nike signature shoe to drop. Just imagine it, year 3 of her career, and she's already stepping into the league with her very own signature sneaker. That's wild. Now, the logo itself? We can debate that all day. Some fans say it looks like 2 footballs colliding. Others say it's a Venn diagram. But Nike, of course, has their own story. The inner C represents her inside game, the outer C represents her outside game, and together they symbolize her complete style of play. Okay, fair enough, but when we think of Caitlin Clark, we don't think of overlapping circles. We think of her pulling up from a half-court logo, draining shots nobody else would even dare. That should have been the inspiration. That's her identity. Still, to be fair, this logo nails one thing. It gives her a brand. Something fans can wear proudly. Something Nike can plaster everywhere. Something that cements her as the face of the WNBA moving forward. And that's the part that really stings for Angel Reese. While her Reebok rollout fizzled, Caitlin's Nike launch feels like the start of an empire. Fans are already lining up for merch, with shirts and hoodies dropping in October. And even if the design itself isn't blowing everyone away, the excitement is there. People want it. And at the end of the day, that's the whole point. Maybe the logo doesn't need to be the most creative design in history. Maybe it just needs to say one thing loud and clear. Caitlin Clark has arrived. And of course, the comparisons started flying the second it hit the internet. One fan even joked that it looked like a 1950s airline logo. Aya Wilson's logo. Honestly, it looks like something you'd get for free under a soda bottle cap, like a bottle opener design. Sure, fans showed it some love, but then you look at Sabrina's. And that one, that's S tier. The gold standard. Clean, sharp, instantly recognizable. That's how it's done. And to be fair, Angel Reese's logo isn't bad at all. At least when you look at it, you can clearly see the shape and the intention behind it. You get what they were going for. But for Caitlin Clark, the real win is that she finally has something of her own. For years, Nike lowballed her. They overlooked her. Her boyfriend, Connor McCaffrey, even called them out on Twitter for disrespecting her, and he wasn't wrong. Breanna Stewart's logo is decent, but it's definitely not the best.